Hello everyone, welcome to Life Talks, a show where we discuss the most important and universal life problems and their solutions. Our guest for the day is Monika Singh, a certified life coach, TEDx speaker, and author. She is on a mission to provide tools that empower people to ignite their dreams, unleash their potential, and fulfill their purpose. Our topic of discussion for today is fighting educational and professional stress. So, are you guys ready? Yeah. Okay. My first question to you is, what are the most effective ways to cope up with stress?
Hi. Thank you so much for inviting me today. And I'm really glad that I can be part of this event today. I'm sure many people are already have joined us. And
Yes.
definitely, stress is something that we should talk about because normally, uh, always, we all experience stress. We always get stressed, but we don't talk about it, right? So
Yes.
I'm really glad that you are providing this platform to students, to youngster, to actually talk about their mental state and their mental health, because after all, mental health indirectly or directly affect our physical health also. And when our physical health get disturbed, what happens, we sometimes stop studies, we sometimes stop looking for the job or the career that we want for ourselves, we stop doing some kind of action, right? Because if you are ill, you cannot do anything.
Yes,
So
yes.
mental health is really important for every one of us. Sometimes, people are stressed for studies, sometimes people are stressed for finding a job, sometimes people are stressed for getting stuck in the job that they don't like. So there are plenty thing that stresses people out. But
Yeah.
thing is, how do we get to know that we are stressed? Because the first thing of stress, uh 1 second. So to understand stress and to understand about yourself, first you have to understand what happens and how do you get to know if you are even stressed, right?
Yes.
So this is the mental state which automatically affect, and automatically visible into our physical body. Like when you are stressed, so you can see sometime, your palms are sweaty, you have that stress around your neck and shoulder, sometime you get upset stomach, sometime you get over angry or over frustrated or irritated, and sometimes you just do things that later you regret that why you even did them. So something happens to all of us whenever we are stressed.
Yes.
So first thing about stress is that you should understand what is happening with you, what how stress is showing up in your body. So there are different plenty kind of things that happens with us. We sometimes uh, feel some behavior things into our physical appearance. Sometimes we can see some emotional symptoms, sometimes we can see some physical symptoms. So there are different symptoms that shows up in our body whenever we are stressed. So first thing that we should know is that you should get aware, you should spread some awareness that how this showing up in your physical level, like what is going on.
Yeah.
Okay, so how, if I ask you, how do you know that you are stressed? Yes, I'm asking you. Hi, can you
It
hear me?
depends on the, yeah, yeah. It depends on the way we react. Like, are we reacting any abnormal, or are we behaving some abnormal situations like we used to be normal every day but suddenly we act abnormal, things like this, and suddenly we are changing our mood swings, this and all
Hmm.
will relate us that we got a bit stressed.
Yes, yes. So there are some emotional symptoms like we get nervous, angry, hopeless,
Yes,
fearful, anxious. Sometimes we get indecisive, depressed. So these are some emotional symptoms that shows up in our uh, on the emotional level. And then there are some physical symptoms also, which is um, muscle ache, muscle tightening, headache or heartburn or back pain, breathing problems, sleeping problem, lack of energy, high blood pressure, yes, stomach problem. So these are some physical symptoms also that shows up in our body. So because stress is different for everyone, if in
yes, yes.
stress I get back pain, maybe something else happens to you when you are stressed. So in if I talk about myself, I usually get back pain, you know and I would like to ask you what happens to you on the physical level.
On the physical level we get headache generally being engineers.
Sorry.
We get headache usually
No, I'm not asking
when we
about
are
the
under
we,
stress.
because we are different. Every one of us are different.
Yeah,
And
yeah. When
so
it
I'm
comes to
asking
me,
you.
it goes with
Hmm,
headache.
headache. Okay. So yes, so this is also, now there are different symptoms for every one of us. And then there
Yes.
are some behavior symptoms also that comes up, like impatient, avoiding other, procrastination, uh, and unable to stay still, and repetitive negative thoughts. So these are some behavior things that comes. So
Yeah.
if I talk about myself, I just I'm like, I start to procrastinate. What about you? What happens to you?
When it comes to me, I'll be keeping quiet and be watching what else goes on.
Mm-hmm. So yes, different thing happens to every one of us. So
Yes,
first
yes.
thing is that you are aware what is going on with you on the emotional level, on the physical level, on the behavior level, and then you do some stress management techniques, and then you use them, because we are going to talk about those technique also. But first, it's really important to know that what is going on with you, because nobody will come and tell you that, oh man, you are stressed.
Yeah,
Because if
yeah,
somebody comes
obviously.
to you and say you are stressed, you'll be like, no, I am not. Right?
I'm
The first
completely all right.
reaction, the usually first reaction comes, no, I'm not. But it is one thing that you should, it is a skill, getting to understand yourself, that what is going on, check your emotional level, check your physical level, check your behavior level, and then use these strategies that we will discuss later in the session. And then one thing more that you should know, that on what level your stress is in any particular moment. So you should know that where your stress is going. If I give you one scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is like minimum and 10 is like maximum, so keep checking yourself, where is your stress in any moment. Check on this scale, where
Okay.
1 is like very minimum or nothing, and 10 is like very high. So if I talk about myself, I'll say at this moment, on the stress level, I am somewhere around on 5, because giving presentation is something that stresses me out. So I'll say I'm at 5. If I ask you, where would you, where you find yourself at this moment on this scale, on the stress level?
Yeah, I'll keep it like around 4 because I
Mm,
have been talking to you, right?
mm, right. So yes. anytime, like this stress level can be at any point of this scale. So you should
Yes,
know
yes,
that where your stress is going at any moment, because stress is something that can, it's a life is really unpredictable. One thing or another always stresses us out. So you should know that how, like where are you on this scale where your stress is going, and then you use some mindful practices, some breathing practices, to control that stress. Because in stress what happens, your critical thinking or the decision making thinking completely stops. This is the brain function where it is stop your critical thinking and decision making uh, area completely. Because in stress it's like brain is always trying to save you, always trying to protect you from danger. So whenever you feel danger of something, stress happens when you find something, if something is danger. Like it can be test, it can be interview, it can be lion. But
yeah,
for brain, danger is not something, I mean, brain never understand between the reality and the psychological danger. So brain has this function of stress for fighting the real danger. But in
yeah,
today's society we are not in any kind of real danger, right? We don't have lion, we don't have predators here, we don't have wild animals roaming here or there, everywhere. We are in so much safe society, but still our brain is creating that stress for us. Why? Because we are feeling danger from one thing or another on the psychological level. So brain doesn't understand
yeah,
if you are scaring from the test, or if you are scaring from the uh, lion.
yes, yes,
So brain is like very complex mechanism, and it always try to protect you from the pain, from the danger, from the threat. So this is a symptom, system. This is a defense system within your body, within your brain, which tries to protect you from any kind of danger. So stress is a defense system which is
yes,
mainly
yes.
and particularly made to fight with the real danger. That's why when maybe many times you find yourself driving on the road, and suddenly if something comes in front of you, what happens, you try to hold the steering with your full alertness, you try to hold the gear, you try to push the brakes and everything in a very um seconds, right? In a seconds you do this activity.
Yes.
You
So,
understand?
can you share your secret, like how to deal with stress, like how to deal with the disappointment and stress? Because you have mentioned like a line and this and all. So, can you just let us know like what is your secret to deal with disappointment and stress?
So yes, first is like face whatever stressing you out. Ask yourself what is
Yes.
this thing that's stressing you out, and then ask what is this thing that if it is giving me some kind of opportunity to grow. Because we are always stressing whether from the demands of the life or from the challenges of the life, right?
Oh
So
yeah.
we are, so these demand and challenges are something that are part of the growth. So always ask yourself what is this thing that's stressing me out, and how this thing is helping me to grow. And then take the appropriate action with the calm mind and peaceful mind. Because if you are taking action in stress, and if you are staying in stress every time, it's like your frontal lobe is always not working, and you are not making good decision. That's why it happens, sometime in stress you do things that you don't want, you regret later, and then you say things that later you regret them. So,
Yes.
always be mindful of this thing, that whatever stresses you out, just check the stress level, where, you know, what is this thing where I am on the stress level scale that I gave you a minute before. Check your
Yeah,
stress level, check the physical symptoms, emotional symptoms, and then ask yourself how this thing is helping me to grow. Immediately you will find the answer. Okay. And then
yeah.
try some mindful practices, breathing exercise, have an active life, like do exercise, go to nature, walk, cycling, swimming, and you can do plenty many things. Or all those things are meditation are very good practice, do them. And so what would be your favorite activity if I ask you?
My favorite activity was doing work with our teammates.
Doing
Work with our teammates, like from the team of engineers, Cradle.
working with
With
teams.
yes, yes.
Okay, okay. N- uh, it's like if you are in stress, you go and work with your team. What you do on the personal level, how you de-stress.
If I
So,
ever feel like stressed, one thing I do is just plug in the earphones and listen to the song, some peaceful songs,
mm,
and it will make
nice,
me get out of it.
nice. So because music is kind of that create the emotions, and that creates the
Yes,
body's
yes,
reaction. So it's like it is very good practice also to listen music, peace music, and some soft music that will create that calm and peace into your body. That's a good idea to do that. Even watching funny movie, good movie that creates and elevate the mood. SNEK, if you are in stress and go and watch the horror movie, no. Watch some comedy movie,
yes, yes,
watch some fun and light mood movies that gives you that light head, or gives you that light hearted, or makes you smile. So do activities that makes you feel happy. Sometimes take breaks between your studies, or sometime in your job. Just give yourself 10 to 15 minutes of every day where you are doing things that makes you happy, that makes your mood elevated. It can be anything, maybe drawing, maybe painting, maybe going out and walk in the nature, maybe just sitting with your friend and talking to them, maybe just going out and listening to music, maybe doing some mindfulness practice, maybe doing some meditation. So it's like there are plenty things that on the personal and professional level we can do to de-stress us. So
yes.
every day take out 10 to 15 minutes for yourself where you are doing things that makes you happy, that makes you feel lighthearted. And it can
Yeah,
be anything. So every day spend that time and do exercise, do yoga or running or cycling or swimming, the active kind of thing, so that that stress which is developing in our body, it can release itself. Because stress is the fight and flight response, which ask you to either fight with the situation or either flight with the situation. It kind of create that uh, you know the system in our within our body where we are either where our blood pressure is so high, our heart is pumping too much, our stomach is creating too much uh, bumpiness. So it's like these energies are developing within your body when you are stressed. So you have to release this energy via some activity. So you can use stairs instead of using elevator. So these kind of activities you can bring into your life. You can start eating some good and healthy food.
Yes.
This also, gives your nervous system a peace, because your nervous system is always like, it's in flight and fight mode. It wants to stop it, I mean, it wants to calm down. So for calming down your nervous system, do some subtle exercises, going down using stairs, or doing some physical thing, not always doing
Yes. Yes.
phone or social media. And so these are some few activities that you can
Yes.
involve in your everyday life to de-stress yourself. Plus, uh, you can also give this energy a right path. And
Yeah.
always remember that stress is something which is there in our life to give us growth.
Yeah. Obviously.
So always ask this question to yourself: what is this thing that's stressing me out, and how this is helping me to grow? Because
Yes. Yes.
stress is there to help you to grow. So never be afraid. Just try, uh, you know, try the active lifestyle and bring some hobbies into your life that makes you happy.
Yes.
Some meditation, mindfulness practices.
Yes. Yes.
So from today, what will you start doing? What will you add in your everyday
So,
life?
yeah, as you have mentioned, like whenever I feel stressed, I'll be scaling and I'll be observing the changes that have been happening in my mind, like why the scale value is changing regularly, so that I'll be able to realize what the changes are making with happening within me. And
Mm-hmm.
depending on the scale, I'll try to reduce my stress by doing some extra activities, as you have mentioned, like yoga or using social media or listening to songs,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
try to get rid of the stress.
And we can do one breathing exercise before we leave this meeting. We'll do one breathing exercise, and for that you can use this later in your everyday life, whether in between your working life, in between your studying. So whenever you
Yeah,
will
that was
use
good.
this exercise, you will feel calm and peace, and your system will make you feel better, and it will gives you more alertness and aliveness and mindfulness. Okay, so we'll do this one breathing exercise before we go, and use this later anytime whenever you feel.
Yeah, okay.
All right, and for that, what you have to do, you just have to close your eyes. Just close your eyes, sit with your spine straight, bring your focus on your breathing, and just take a long and deep inhale through your stomach. Fill your stomach with air like a balloon. Fill it completely. Fill as much air as you can in your stomach, and then hold your breath in your stomach for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now release your breath, breathe out, and just relax. Wonderful. One more time. One more long and deep inhale through your stomach. Fill your stomach like a balloon. And then hold your breath in your stomach for 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out and relax. Wonderful. Now, just keep breathing through your stomach. Keep breathing through your stomach and feel the movement in your stomach with every breathe in and every breathe out.
Yeah, that was great, Monica. Thank you for sharing your valuable words. And this has been a very insightful session. I would also like to thank everyone who joined the session. If you like our content, please subscribe to our channel. We are Engineers Cradle, a community of engineers that brings out the best opportunities and connections so that no engineers misses out any good opportunity.
Thank you so much. Thank you for